we're using right now on the internet. Transitioning, like you say.
Right.
All the pumps at racetrack got gas.
Oh, they got it now?
Every one of them got gas.
All the bags is off.
I'm gonna see.
Now they want to fucking get gas now after I had to ride on each.
Yeah, I'm gonna check and see if I can get me a paper receipt now.
Okay.
Did you see the picture I text you?
Still losing out.
My first stop.
How did my tank look? It was still out there.
Huh? It's
My tank.
Your what?
My tank is still out there.
Your tank. What tank?
Tank.
You got a tank? I don't understand.
That's my truck name, baby. It's Tank.
Oh, I'm gonna think you're a gas tank or some shit you got on the ground. It's warm as hell outside.
It is. That the snow is coming.
Yeah,
that's that's what it normally means when it's warm like that.
Yeah, baby, they stroking us off. That's why they ain't showing us no pictures.
They normally
send out the storm teams to go find it and tell y'all about it, ride in it, and report it. You ain't see no video, no trucks, no nothing. Them some dying sons of bitches.
That's the shit. Oh my God.
Oh, I got a receipt too.
What?
I got a receipt.
What?
See what happens when you put their ass on X? Them motherfuckers be watching.
You put the heat on, baby?
I put the heat on. I sent all them pictures up there. I came back up and took more pictures. I wanted to catch their ass, but not behind the camera, because every time I go to X, they come out here and put the fire their ass.
No, I meant the heat on in the house, baby.
Oh, it's warm outside.
So that means no.
That means
that means it's cold in the house when it's warm outside.
Yeah, it's more warmer outside than inside. Sorry about that, but that's the case.
Right.
Get your ass up and do some jumping jacks.
Leave me alone. You should have got your ass. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Go up down them stairs about 10 times. Your ass get warmed up.
Oh wow! No, I'm putting the heat on. Fuck you talking about? Sure.
You get that gas bill next time.
Add me up in some damn streets.
$233.
Yeah. Okay. Well, join the club.
Yeah, it's going to you next round.
Yeah, okay, then you taking my car notes and you take my car note next round.
Turn my heat off then.
Oh, so you want me in a cold? You want me to be an icicle?
Do some jumping jacks, motherfucker. Run around the goddamn house, you'd be all right.
No, you know what? Alfred House has to eat. Alfred House has to eat. I'm going to Alfred House. Bye. Alfred House has to eat. I'm going to Alfred House. That guy here trying to make me an icicle.
And up down them stairs. Yeah. You see my text?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first stop.
1 hour and 49 minutes.
That was a late add-on, so they had to be first.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I got to go to Noonan and then Mapleton. I'm gonna come out by Six Flags.
Oh wow! Look, my cousin sent me a message through Messenger. Hey, cousin, sorry to bother you. I'm a little messed up till next Wednesday.
Can you? Can you?
Yeah, next Wednesday. Can't think. You think I can borrow a couple of dollars till then?
Is that mean?
Do I,
Does that mean
do
two
I think?
Is that two $1 bills? A couple?
Do I think you can borrow? Well, no, I don't think you should borrow anyway. What the fuck you asking me? Do I think that you should borrow?
You better go to Title Share.
When was that? 4:30 something yesterday. Hopefully he got what he ain't. Yeah, he came to the wedding. That's Antoine, the one who came to the wedding.
With the purple
That's
suit? With the
the
purple suit?
yeah, the only cousin that showed. And it's 70 something. I didn't invite everybody, but he did show. Unfortunately, I am not in the business of loaning money. Because I don't loan anything I can't afford to lose. And right now, I can't afford nothing.
You black. Finally.
I literally have procured a $1,300 ticket for everyone that I did not have before. I did not have this before. So why did I just occur $1,300? Why? To ride around in a car.
Feels good, don't
It feels good to occur $1,300 on a car?
Yeah.
That's just two bills on one vehicle.
Feels good, don't it? Now you
That's not even including my damn 220 something phone bill.
Damn.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot.
You might want to come to Metro PCS, babe. Get your $50 line. Because you are a senior citizen now. You can get $50 line. And I'll get a referral fee.
Oh, I'm not going on your line. No. Been
No,
there,
I
done
didn't
that.
say get on my line. I said go to...
Oh. No, I've been to Metro this already.
All right,
I left
okay
it.
then. Go right there. Okay then. All right.
You know, I'm just gonna drop this internet. I'm not doing this internet. You're gonna have to bring yours back inside. That's all that is.
Now you told me to take it out. Something wrong.
No, I didn't.
Mine some bullshit.
No, you were supposed to turn yours off. I didn't know you still had the shit riding around in your car chilling. You the only one getting good fucking internet while we over here spinning. You got a lot of shit with you, bro.
Nobody tell you to go to the store.
You got a lot of shit with you.
Some bullshit. You went to the store and bought you some goddamn it. And now you reneging on your own claims. You don't.
No.
You don't be standing on business.
No. I had a simple bill. Now, this bill, you know, this shit just costing me. You just costing me too much. You are costing me too fucking much money.
What I do?
What you do? You know what? I want you to have a safe trip. I want you to drive carefully. I want you to put on whatever you put on to drive. Okay? I am going back to bed. I don't want here to have this conversation right now. I am going to sleep as much as I can.
Babe, I love you very much.
Interrupted. Love you.
Right, love you.
Have a great drive. Call me when you get there, please.
If I have any signal.
Yeah, find signal. Okay? You find that motherfucker and tell him I said you find signal and tell him that you gotta call your fucking wife. Okay? Goodbye. Later.
See how black people do you? You can't get their way, they blame you. Shit.
Jennings just destroyed this CNN panel when they tried to claim this.
Everybody here acknowledges that there have been thousands upon thousands of people
ordinary people who have taken to social media to celebrate this, yes or no?
I don't know about that.
You know,
I don't know.
I have high school friends who are.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I just think we should we got to be factual about this, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you know the scope. I don't know the scope. But I do think that we have to distinguish between random people in the world and something that is a dominant issue.
Because the person who shot Charlie Kirk was a random person in the world, was he not?
Well, here's the thing.
That's the danger. You dismiss the random people of the world. They have access to weapons
assassinations
and
in
hateful
this country.
motivations.
Scott Jennings just destroyed the CNN panel when they tried to claim this.
Scott dropped a brutal fact check on this hostile CNN panel.
One of the things about Trump is that he forces people to think about politics in areas that they've never thought about politics before. Most Americans never thought that the President of the United States would have their hand in Smithsonian exhibits, and he is doing that right now. And I can't think of a single good reason why.
Yeah, the last time we sort of talked about the changing of historical exhibits was when all these angry mobs all over the country tore down historical statues all over the place, and the people who seemed to be angriest about the Smithsonian review were cheering that on. So I agree with you. Occasionally, parts of our society do look into
those statues in museums.
And so, no, they didn't look like they were putting them in museums when they were tying ropes around them and dragging them down. You may be misremembering how it happened, but that's what happened.
Scott dropped a brutal fact check on this hostile.
Prime time tonight.
So now ICE is using a 5-year-old boy. They took him and used him to lure his father out. And now they've detained them both.
New hoax alert. Primetime has the truth.
An agency that is kidnapping 5-year-olds, that are using them as bait. They deserve to be defunded.
Take a look at how Democrats who disapprove of congressional Democratic leaders. Hello, Democrats hate their own congressional leaders. These numbers are awful, awful, awful. Why do Democrats hate each other?
That's true, because it's true.
You're not into the bugs?
Well, I can tell you, after a few days of Swiss German food, I may switch to bugs.
Creepy crawlers, freaky food, and reverse aging? What's going down in Davos?
Do you feel any responsibility for that? Don't touch my mic, man.
Keep your distance. Why are your bodyguards such thugs, sir?
Plus,
I gotta get the front of me. They said snow! I gotta get the front of me!
Fox News alert, America's bracing for a winter war zone as a massive snowstorm bears down on the country. Fox weather meteorologist Ari Sarsolari is here. Ari.
Yeah, Jesse, it's just starting to get going over the last few hours, and it's not too terrible quite yet, but what's going to happen over the next 48 hours is really just monumental. I mean, this is just going to cover a huge amount of real estate. Starting to see some pictures coming in already of some freezing rain, like that icy stuff on some people's windshields, places like Lawton, Oklahoma. But look at the snow swath that's going to develop with this storm. We're talking all the way from down in the southern central plains to parts of the northeast. We're getting a lot of snow in the northeast, by the way, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But we have to talk about the most dangerous part of this storm. That's going to be ice. That's freezing rain. Again, that's where it looks like rain when it's falling out of the sky, and then as soon as it touches the ground or the windshields or the tree branches or the power lines, it freezes on contact. And we're forecasting some pretty ridiculous numbers here, especially down along the I-55 corridor, I-20 east of Dallas between Memphis and Jackson. Good chunk of North Mississippi. We're thinking over an inch of ice. So that's going to be widespread power outages that are probably going to last a long time. One of the bigger ice storms that we've seen in a while. We've also got some ice that's in the forecast from Atlanta up through Charlotte, Raleigh, Richmond, Roanoke, etc. That's going to be enough to cause a lot of power outages as well. Probably not quite as bad as our friends farther off toward the southwest there. But how about the snowstorm that we got coming up for the northeast? One little interesting thing with the forecast that's developed throughout the day today has been that the sleet and freezing rain line is looking like it's going to start to make it a little bit farther toward the north. What does that mean? Snow totals coming down just a little bit. Still pretty solid storm in New York City. It's a big storm any way you cut it, 8 to 12 inches. Farther toward the north you get, we're talking more like a foot to a foot and a half or so. And the farther down toward the south you get, you look at a place like DC or Baltimore, thinking about 5 to 8 inches of straight up snow with some sleet that'll fall on top of that, maybe some freezing rain as well. So at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of frozen stuff on the ground. It mixes more as you get farther toward the south. And we've been wanting a big snowstorm along I-95 in the Northeast for a while. So here it is. Enjoy it. It's going to be on Sunday.
All right, Ari, thank you so much. With Trump dominating Davos all week, we didn't really get to show you how wacky it was behind the scenes. This party in the Swiss Alps, they say it's meetings. It's mostly parties. It's where billionaires tell politicians what to do. Plus, escorts fly in from all over the world. Prostitution's legal in Switzerland. And business is booming. Private jets are packing the runways.
This is not a commercial airport like Zurich or Geneva where you can get a flight from Toronto or Melbourne. This is a private jet airport. We come here every year because it's so incredible to watch the masters of the universe, that's what I call them, who fly in private jets only. And some of them fly in a jet here and then take a helicopter for the last part of the journey to Davos to tell the rest of us, reduce your carbon footprint, don't eat so much meat, turn down your thermostat in the winter.
Once the chopper lands, they separate everyone by class and make you wear a bracelet so you don't get it twisted. The billionaires are in one suite, the millionaires in another, and the media's on a leash, and the politicians mingle and flatter their way through the village with more than their hands out. The hot couple this year, Justin and Katie.
Think of the Federal Court of Appeal upholding the ruling that your martial law was illegal. They said you violated... It's good to see you, Ezra.
The buzz this year was about the food. Everyone hated it, especially Scott Bessent, who's a big-time food snob.
A few years ago, when it was, you're not going to own anything, you're going to eat insects. I mean, it was just the inmates were running the asylum at that point.
Not into the bugs?
Well, I can tell you, after a few days of Swiss German food, I may switch to bugs.
Everyone's in their Montclair parkas, drinking French wine and munching on crickets, while they tell us we have to live better.
The food is very difficult. It's very difficult. But what happens is everybody speaks to each other and no one says a darn thing. And they've got this whole globalist view that you want to make the world a better place. We got to make the world a better place.
Has the Davos crowd made your life better? Have the most powerful people in the world delivered? Windmills, inflation, record migration? These are the people behind fake meat.
There is a terrible cultural resistance from consumer to accept tech foods. But in my opinion, they represent the way forward. Why should I, use animals when I can cultivate meat?
The food's bad, but the ideas are worse. The Brits think they have a solution for water.
Water is essential to life. What's exciting to us is that this is a practical problem that we can solve. Not only can we solve it, but actually the way to solve it is to make it a business.
Okay, so when Davos says they're about to solve the water problem, they're about to tax rain. I'm already feeling parched. And your neighborhood's about to get a lot more crowded.
By 2050, we could have 1 to 2 billion climate migrants crossing international borders. It's hard to imagine what 1 billion climate migrants would do to our capacity for self-governance.
2 billion climate migrants? If we don't raise taxes and turn the keys into our SUVs? Al Gore loves Davos, never misses a year. It's the only place that shows respect. That's why Gore booed Lutnick and tried to confiscate his bracelet. Why are we even listening to Gore anymore? He said Greenland would turn into Puerto Rico, but it's still just one big fat block of ice. Whatever happened to the rain bombs Gore promised, huh? Not a single hurricane made landfall in the United States this season. Not one. Does Al know we're all getting snowed in this weekend? But if the climate migrants do show up, we know where to put them. Martha's Vineyard. The rabbis at Davos really made our heads spin. They said, you know what Europe needs more of? Muslims.
The rise of the extreme right in many European countries is a response
to the insecurity felt by the old Europeans, so-called old Europeans, regarding the new immigrants who came from the Middle East.
So what will the world look like in 25 years? Everyone's African.
If you're looking out to the horizon of 2050, the absolutely central question are the developmental possibilities of Africa. Full stop. Because by 2050, I'm going to be white and very old, and the majority of young people in the world will be African.
Did a Columbia professor just say we're not having enough white babies? Because I was told you're not allowed to say that. Good thing Elon's reversing aging.
So you and I reverse aging in this new history, or are we going to see it?
I haven't put much time into the aging stuff. I do think it is a very solvable problem. When we figure out what causes aging, I think we'll find it's incredibly obvious. It's not a subtle thing.
When we finally figure out what causes aging, I always thought it was time, but I'm not that smart. Anyway, good thing we didn't solve aging sooner. Biden might have won. You know who else goes to Davos every year besides Al Gore? The head of the teachers union, Randy Weingarten.
In the United States, school districts. We have over 100,000 schools. There are industry partners all over. How do we use the WEF to create this kind of integrated network so that we're all working together, so that kids can have, from high school on, opportunities to have jobs that pay a living wage so that they can feed their family and nurture their family?
Randy's been going to Davos for the past few years, and each year test scores go down and teachers' salaries go up. Can Trump put Randy on the no-fly list? Because American school children already have enough problems. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, was in charge of Davos this year, and he's getting rave reviews. But not everyone's a fan.
What does spirit of dialogue actually mean, Larry? Does it mean anything? Is it like pretending you care about the carbon footprint coming here on a private jet?
Why are your bodyguards such thugs, sir? Isn't that the true Larry Fink? You have all this BS about conversations and dialogue, but underneath it, you're a thug.
Spirit of dialogue. Spirit of dialogue. This is what it looks like here in Davos.
Larry must have felt like an ICE agent. Those guys are pretty rough. But when you have 4 bodyguards, he can handle it. The guy who used to run Davos was a no-show. Remember Klaus Schwab? He zoomed in from an undisclosed location.
We are missing in our society 2 fundamental pillars. It's truth and it's trust. And without restoring those pillars, we will not be able to solve the big global issues which we face at this moment.
Klaus is right. We stopped trusting them. We caught him in too many lies. The Russia hoax, the laptop, the lab leak, Biden's brain. The reason people like Trump is because he tells the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but that's okay. No pain, no gain. The president flew to Europe and told them that the continent's on its deathbed and promised that America would never die. Common sense shattered globalism, shattered the Cold War order. But the Europeans and the Democrats, they're still clinging to the past. Like 5 years ago, when they told us men could get pregnant.
When somebody asks a Democrat, can men have babies? And you refuse to answer that for 30 minutes. That might be a clue why they think some progressives are disconnected with America. The correct answer is no. Men can't have babies. And men who transition after puberty should not be able to compete against girls.
Gavin Newsom, did you hear that? Practice that in the mirror a few times. Gavin spent all week in the Alps acting weak and European, whining, getting kicked out of parties, and selling sex props, clapping at all the crazy ideas. He was a little creepy, even for Davos.
I think Gavin Newsom may be cracking up with some of these things he's saying. I think he may be in over his hairdo, but to say strange things like President Trump is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, what the hell does that mean? You know, I could say Gavin Newsom is a brontosaurus with a brain the size of a walnut. And you know, if you brought the knee pads, maybe that was for his meeting with Alex Soros.
What knee pad Newsom does on his personal time, none of our business. But good thing he brought his knee pads, because he ran into Daddy. Mark Halpern reports that Trump ran into Gavin and sat him down for a little father-son talk. Right before Trump's speech, the two met backstage, and the two of them just joked around, had a good old time. POTUS even said, Gavin, we're good. Newsom even talked to Susie Wiles and Caroline Levitt. Everyone was friendly, except Miller. Miller stood back and watched Gavin's hands in case he was going to try something. So this whole act, Gavin calling Trump a dictator, he's going to cancel the elections, and saying the Europeans need knee pads for Daddy, he was dapping Trump up behind the curtains. That's such a knee pad thing to do, isn't it? Even the liberal media says Gavin's a sitting duck. Lame duck, actually. Quote, Gavin Newsom's record is a problem. The California governor's pivot to the center may be too late for 2028. Many of Gavin Newsom's positions read as if they were reverse engineered from Republican attack ads. The truth is, Gavin's an actor. He's a child actor. He's trying to roll with the Euros just to get attention from Daddy. But the truth is, Gavin's green with envy. Trump has what Gavin wants: money, fame, and game. That's why he imitates him. Trump gets it. He doesn't mind Gav. He just wants him to grow up, be his own man. But can you be a man when you cross your legs and can't define one? Winston Marshall's the host of the Winston Marshall Show. Winston, has Davos done anything for you?
The hypocrisy is off the scale at the mecca of crony capitalism and climate derangement syndrome, not least from Gavin Newsom. Knee pad Newsom. Now, he's been saying that everyone's wearing knee pads for Trump, but it seems to me that he's the one who wears knee pads when Xi Jinping comes to San Francisco. He won't do anything about California until the Chinese turn up. And of course, at the moment, what billionaires are leaving California in their droves. He's got $1 trillion hole that's just emerged because of his wealth tax, but he's worried about all the Europeans wearing knee pads for Gavin Newsom. Actually, Gavin Newsom is kind of probably fitting in quite well, because like Gavin Newsom, the rest of the European elites are taking a different stance from Trump when it comes to China, where Trump is trying to protect America and indeed the West as a result of that, with his claims over Greenland, his ambitions for Greenland. Gavin Newsom, all the elites like Emmanuel Macron saying he needs to do more deals with China, Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, saying he's heading off to Beijing to do some more deals. They're all pivoting towards China. They're all following Gavin Newsom here. It's completely anti-Western. They call him Gavin Newsom or knee pad Newsom, but really it should be Gavin Dim Sum, and that's a double entendre, by the way, not just because he is wearing his knee pads for China and the CCP, the Communist Party of China, but also because he's a little dim.
Yeah, you know, the same thing with Al Gore, a little dim. He had this whole climate concept. China makes all the solar panels. They make all the wind turbines. And he goes every year to Davos and he sings the same song. And you look around and nothing he said has ever come true.
Yeah, I mean, the Europeans, they're all exporting, they're buying their solar panels from China as if the Chinese give a damn about the environment. Right. And he said, Al Gore said, that the reason that Europe has had millions come over in mass migration from the Middle East is because of climate change. As if the Arab Spring had anything to do with it. Don't be so ridiculous. It's climate change.
Well, it's the same temperature, but the migrants stopped when Trump became president. I don't know if he changed the thermostat in South America or what, but I don't think it had anything to do with the weather. Winston, great to see you as always. Are you in America right now, or are you somewhere else?
I'm technically in Europe, but I would say as a British person, I'm British and not European. I know there's quite a lot of anti-European sentiment at the moment, but not all of us are going along with the elites, by the way. Remember, the good people of normal people are not don't have the same ideology.
All right, good. Well, either way, you're not here, so you're not going to get smacked in the face by a historic ice storm. Good to see you as always. Have fun over there. They're getting desperate in Minneapolis. Right back. We just wrapped up a pretty big week. The murder rate dropped 20%, and homicides are now at the lowest level since 1900. And illegal immigration at its lowest level in American history. That leaves Democrats desperate. Good news for the country, bad news for their party. So they're doing what they do best.
New hoax alert. New hoax alert. New hoax alert.
New hoax alert. Democrats are saying ICE arrested a 5-year-old boy and used him as bait to catch his illegal daddy.
An agency that is attacking U.S. citizens, that are kidnapping 5-year-olds, that are using them as bait to open doors, and that are privately circulating that they can violate everyday Americans' constitutional rights by busting into their doors. They deserve to be defunded. I'll take any step in that direction.
Here's what happened. ICE went to arrest a legal alien named Adrian Arias. He's from Ecuador. He was caught and released into the country by Biden just a year ago. And when agents saw him, he ran and left his 5-year-old boy behind, just sitting out there in the snow. So ICE officers went and did the right thing. They went to the boy's home. But the people inside refused to bring the kid in from the cold. So ICE agents turned into babysitters.
My officers stayed with the child. They cared for him, took him to get something to eat from a drive-through restaurant, and spent hours ensuring he was taken care of. Again, my officers did that, not his father. My officers did everything they could to reunite him with his family. Tragically, when we approached the door of his residence, the people inside refused to take him in.
Eventually, ICE apprehended the dad. And because we don't separate families, the dad and the son are being deported together. It's how it's always been done. Parents are given a choice. Go home with their kids, or let the kids stay alone in America at an orphanage or with a sponsor.
That 5-year-old remains with his family. We say that again, remains with his family. We know that. That false media narrative that was pushed out yesterday was, well, it was false. It remains with his family.
The dad's lawyer, yep, that's right, already has a lawyer, a taxpayer-funded lawyer. You paid for it. Said the dad came in through Biden's CBP One app. Remember that little thing? It was like open table for illegals. You make a reservation to break into the country. But Homeland says they have no record of Arias ever coming through the app. So maybe the defense attorney isn't telling the truth. Wouldn't be the first time. The vice president put it like this. Watch.
The story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old. Well, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old child freeze to death? Are they not supposed to arrest an illegal alien in the United States of America? If the argument is that you can't arrest people who have violated laws because they have children, then every single parent is going to be completely given immunity from ever being the subject of law enforcement.
What was I supposed to do? Rip him out of his dad's arms like Bill Clinton did with Elian Gonzalez? What's the Democrats' position? Illegals can break into the country with their kids and you can't deport them because they brought their kids? Kamala pushed the hoax. Hillary pushed the hoax. It was everywhere.
The haunting images sparking a firestorm. A preschool boy standing in the Minnesota cold, swept up in the ICE crackdown.
Here come a bunch of scary-looking guys in masks with guns, and they're taking this little boy. I mean, it's over the top. It's like outrageous.
A 5-year-old boy would be taken alone for 24 hours by these masked, armed ICE agents.
They don't care about migrant kids because they didn't say a thing when Biden lost them all. We witnessed the biggest sex trafficking operation in American history, and Democrats didn't care. Democrats don't care about American kids either, because this 5-year-old can't speak a lick of English, and he's sitting in kindergarten slowing down the whole class. And he's probably going to take your kid's spot on the soccer team. And they're pushing rent up, insurance up, food prices up. And the dad's here to take an American job. Each family that came across the border under Biden, long-term cost to this country, $1 million. And we saw how many children got dragged across the Rio Grande, dragged across the desert for 4 years. This hoax completely re-energized the whistle mommies. Today, they took over Minneapolis Airport and sang their hearts out. How will the Somalis fly their suitcases of cash out of the country now? Chief Border Patrol Agent Greg Bovino joins me now. All right, Greg, what happened with this 5-year-old?
Well, Jesse, it's good to see you again. Thanks for having me. This 5-year-old, his father was apprehended. His father abandoned the 5-year-old, as you said. That's something, unfortunately, that we see on the border all the time, are parents abandoning children almost as sacrificial lambs so that they can get away. Do we want those people as parents here in the United States? So that father abandoned the child. We were unable to give the child back to the mother or family members in that house. So we did the right thing, as we always do, and the child remains with his father. That family came in as illegal aliens, and they're going to be deported together as illegal aliens.
All right, so this dad's from Ecuador. What do we know about him? His lawyer says he came in through Biden's little app.
Sure. What we do know is that millions of illegal aliens came across the border, most unvetted, many gotaways, and that's a term we use in the Border Patrol for someone that gets away that we have no record of. When you pull 70% of your border forces back to change diapers, Jesse, you've got a lot of you get a lot of gotaways, and perhaps this is one of those gotaways. Illegal immigration is not a victimless crime.
Yeah, and we don't even know who this guy was in Ecuador. It could have been a gangbanger, could have had a history there. There's just no trace of him. How does it make you feel? I mean, this isn't just random people accusing you of kidnapping and doing horrible things to families. I mean, this is Good Morning America is accusing you of doing heinous things to kids. How do you process that?
You know, are there this many gullible people in our country now that would listen to lies like that, especially after they know what happened on the border for 4 years, the border chaos, the hundreds of thousands of missing kids, many of whom we're finding now, like that Camarillo pot farm. We found 14 of them there working illegally on a cannabis farm, on a marijuana farm, on a drug farm. And, you know, no one says, where's Good Morning America when that happens? Where's Good Morning America when children are abandoned on the border? They're missing in action, Jesse.
Yeah, they are. And that drug farm was in California. Are you planning to go back to California, San Francisco? Gavin Newsom saying he cooperates with ICE.
Gavin Newsom does not cooperate with the U.S. Border Patrol or ICE. Jesse, I invited Gavin Newsom down to the Imperial Valley there in the El Centro sector several times, and he couldn't get away from that invitation quick enough. So as far as Border Patrol agents there in Los Angeles and San Francisco, they're still there. We've got hundreds of Border Patrol agents in Los Angeles doing that Title VIII immigration mission. And I talked to the guys out there just a couple of days ago. A lot of good apprehensions, a lot of heinous criminals they're still taking off the streets of Gavin Newsom's state because he refuses to do that. That's why we're in Los Angeles, and look out San Francisco and anywhere else that we find a threat.
All right, well, we're glad Border Patrol is there. Gavin's not. He's in Davos, but that's another thing. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Keep up the great work. Thank you. So while Bovino's cracking down in Minnesota, House Republicans turning the heat up on Ilhan Omar. They want to know how she got all that money.
what your response is to the Oversight Committee launching an investigation into your net worth, you and your husband's net worth. They're claiming that it's risen rapidly. What's your response to what they're saying?
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer. All right, Mr. Comer, you were in banking before politics, right? So she suddenly, in 1 year, after being worth a few $1,000s, is now worth $30 million. Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, and the way the financial disclosure forms are, there's a big variation, but here's what we know. She went from 0 to anywhere between $6 and $30 million in a year. Now, why is that relevant? First of all, I don't know many people that go from 0 to 30 without having a legitimate business. Her husband is in some type of finance business, but we don't know what it is. It doesn't appear to be private equity, doesn't appear to be venture capital. So we just have questions. What exactly is the business that you're involved in? It was kind of like the same questions we asked Hunter Biden that he never could answer. But then, you know, she won't answer any questions. The Ethics Committee is supposed to investigate members. We're not supposed to investigate individual members, but this business is in her husband's name. So we can investigate her husband, and we are going to do that because we're, as you know, in the middle of this Minnesota welfare fraud. And there's been a lot of accusations about a circle of influential Somali Americans that are benefiting from these financial scams in Minnesota. Her name is on the list. Now, she's going to get due process. I don't know if she's guilty, but what I know is she went from 0 to anywhere between $6 and $30 million in a year, and she won't even answer a simple question like you saw there. What did you do?
I mean, it looks very suspicious when you have millions of the Somali cash just flying all over Minneapolis with no scrutiny whatsoever. Wasn't there also a vineyard involved here? The husband's involved in the wine business?
Yeah. You know, there's a thing called money laundering where people have businesses and they deposit, lots of cash. Again, I'm not accusing them of any wrongdoing, but she should answer a simple question. If any member of Congress is asked what business their family's involved in, I've never seen one fail to answer it. That's not a hard question. My husband has a private equity firm and he's done exceptionally well in the last 12 months. She won't answer that question. And everybody in America suspects foul play here. Right. And again, we're going to find out. It's not going to be hard to figure out what business he's in and where the money came from. So that's going to be a central part of our entire Minnesota fraud investigation, because she is the leader in Congress, in the district, in the congressional district where the overwhelming majority of the welfare fraud is taking place. Her name, as well as the Attorney General Keith Ellison's name, have been mentioned as people of interest. I'll put it like that, Jesse. So we're gonna follow through on this, and I think she's gonna have some difficult questions to answer.
All right. Well, if Omar starts painting and selling those pieces of art, then I think we're on to something. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Massive fraud bust on the West Coast. Straight ahead. Fox News alert, millions across the country bracing for a monster winter storm. Fox Weather storm specialist Mike Seidel is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mike.
Hey, Jesse, it's going to be one for the record books, especially here in Tulsa. We're expecting to break the record. We're saying that's going to be likely. The all-time snowstorm record here is 14 inches. It starts here in a few hours. It's already snowing in Oklahoma City. And we've got warnings and watches up all the way from the southwest to New England. Here they are, winter storm warnings for either snow or ice or a mixture. And this will not end until Monday night in Boston. That's the latest on the snowfall there. It starts midday Sunday morning in New York City, and late Saturday night in D.C., the timing there. But just millions of Americans under this. Let's start first with the radar in motion to show you what's going to happen in the next 12 to 24 hours. You see the snow, you see the ice coming through the Mid-South, Memphis, Tupelo, eastern Texas, ice to the north. It's snowfall for here, all the way to Cincinnati, Louisville, and eventually crossing the Appalachians into the northeast and mid-Atlantic and I-95 by Sunday morning. By the way, already, Jesse, 6,500 plus flights canceled between tomorrow and Sunday. There will be more cancellations even into Monday. Okay, snowfall totals, big numbers. I mentioned possibly a record here. Tulsa's average for a whole season is only about 9 inches, so they could easily get the whole season's worth of snow in a day and a half. And then we bring the heavy snowfall into Louisville, Lexington. Places in Pennsylvania like State College get a foot of snow, even north of New York City, and then in Boston and interior New England, 12 to 18 inches of snow before it winds down Monday night. The real issue, though, Jesse, is the ice. Crippling ice amounts. In fact, the Weather Service is saying up to an inch of ice in parts of Mississippi. This is going to knock out power for days. Hundreds of thousands losing power, and that goes from Texas all the way to the Carolinas. A really nasty weekend to get around, and it's important to mention that some of this power is going to be out for many, many days, and the excessive cold will continue through the end of next week, with temperatures running well below average. So no heat is not a good thing in this situation.
All right, buckle up and stay prepared. Mike, thank you. Now on to another Fox News alert. The feds just busted a California charity executive accused of stealing millions from the not-profit he runs. National correspondent Matt Finn has the details. Matt.
Exclusive video of the Fed's early morning bust of a California man prosecutors say brazenly misused up to 23 million state taxpayer dollars meant for the homeless to piggy bank a lavish lifestyle, including a $7 million Los Angeles mansion, a second home in Greece, Hermes clothing, and an estimated $125,000 luxury SUV.
People are literally dying, and this guy is out vacationing, buying homes, buying Range Rovers, and going shopping.
Federal prosecutors charged 42-year-old Alexander Sufer with wire fraud, saying Sufer contracted with LA City and County to house and feed 600 homeless people, providing them with 3 nourishing meals a day. But during one inspection by local officials, they say Sufer had only canned beans and ramen noodles at one of his facilities, and he was unable to produce legitimate documents to show he was housing and feeding the 600 people he was contracted for. LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman's office has been running a parallel investigation and has also filed 11 state charges.
My message again to the Mr. Sufers of the world, the people who've illegally gone ahead and defrauded the homeless programs out of either dollars, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars, stop.
First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says his office is investigating 24 similar homeless fraud cases in California where billions of homeless dollars have been spent.
California was pushing this money out quickly. A lot of money went out the door with, frankly, very little vetting, very little checks and balances, and he's one of the individuals that got it.
And the suspect faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted on the federal charges, 17 years if convicted on the state charges. In front of the Westwood Mansion, Jesse, back to you.
All right. Tip of the iceberg, I bet. Sink or swim, that's next. Sink or swim. Tonight, Abby Hornacek taking on Kaylee McGee White. 3 names, I don't know why. They're playing for a Fox News pickleball set from the Fox Shop. This is good stuff, guys. Do you guys have a Fox News pickleball set?
I don't. I
Do you? Okay, good.
But I'm about to. Oh, bring it on.
Wow.
If you win, I'm just going to take this home and I'm going to use this for pickleball. There you go.
It's a good idea. If you got it, flaunt it. That's what I always say. Which first lady said it's okay for women to wear a sexy dress at a job interview if it'll give you an edge? Was it Michelle or Melania?
No way Melania said that. She's far too classy.
You may wear the dress because it's professional and gives you an edge, but then you want to be very careful of who this person is.
All right. All
What
tied
person?
up.
The interviewer?
Yes, the boss who hired you because you're wearing a dress.
I hate to say that I did watch that episode, so I knew that answer.
Okay, good. Well, I don't
Looks like we're
hate
going to
to
be
have
playing
you say that.
pickleball against one another.
Heckling haters. Which liberal booed Secretary Howard Lutnick when he was giving a speech in Davos? Was it Al Gore or Gavin Newsom?
Ooh, this feels like something Al would do. He gets fired up.
One person out of the 200 yelled out, boo! So I look over and I'm like, who booed? And it's Al Gore.
Okay.
Al Gore's
He gets
booing.
very fired up.
He
He's
does.
bored. Yeah. He's bored in his late age. And he's got that voice. It just boo sounds different coming out.
It is. He's a boo bird. Get out of town. Move over, minivan militia. Hollywood wants to call the shots on immigration. Which famous musician is demanding ICE leave Minneapolis?
That doesn't sound like a Gaga move.
Lady Gaga or Bruce Springsteen?
I'm gonna go with the guy who I didn't know. Exactly, you didn't know? Okay, you should get disqualified.
I blame it. I'm Gen Z, guys. I don't know who anyone younger than Taylor Swift is.
The boss doesn't know Bruce. Wow. All right, she's got it right, so who cares?
Oh,
You guys are all tied up. Last one, progressive prognosis. Trump derangement syndrome is a serious disease, but many Democrats don't even know they have it. Which liberal lady just diagnosed herself with TDS this week? Joy Behar or Whoopi Goldberg?
Do they both not have it?
And with the next few years of Trump.
Yeah.
I need therapy.
All right.
All right, we're going.
She's good. Okay.
Overtime.
These were all lucky guesses
All
for
right,
me. So.
you guys ready? This is a good one. How much is Gavin selling his knee pads for?
Oh gosh.
How much money?
Wait, is it a trick question?
No, they actually cost money. He's
Oh.
selling them on his website.
Hopefully $500 billion so we can pay back California's debt.
That's a great answer, but I don't think it's your right answer.
Okay, I'm gonna go with $25.
$25.
Okay. Oh, $26.
$26 is the winner. $100 for the set of knee pads.
I love when the other person goes first. Man.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
And this is your first time holding a pickleball pad.
Yeah, look, really? You've never played?
I have never played. No.
Man, well,
Maybe I
you
should-
could keep
maybe I
one
should
and I
get
could
into
keep
it.
one and we could play.
You guys play
You don't
together.
want to use Whoopi's face?
Oh, you guys are mean. All right, have a nice night, ladies. Enjoy the set. Prime time, straight ahead.
Okay. Lord help us.
All right, cool. All right, you ready?
Lord Jesus. Yes.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. I you know, we're gonna talk about. I heard some things about you. Good stuff though. It ain't no bad stuff. So we're gonna talk about it.
All these rumors and everything, right? Even to the point where I'm married right now. I didn't even know I was married. Like I'm like, oh my God, where's the ring? Like,
okay, right, exactly.
And a bitch get proposed to first, like.
Okay. Well, listen. Let's talk about it. So, listen, I'm excited to finally be doing this interview. I know some weeks ago you were at a comedy club, and rumor was circulating that you and Corey Holcomb had an altercation.
And because of what they saw, it already had started to go corporate. It already started to go into the hands of people who are handling major things out here, including Live Nation, Levity, a bunch of stuff like that. So these are the people who pay a lot of us comedians, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of it is Jewish ran, might I add, along with woman ran. So it's like, this is not going to serve him at all in the public eye, especially with it already going along with his comedy, like his material. Like, he talks shit about his daughter. He talks shit about his wife. He's a cheater. I mean, he said crazy things like, fuck that bitch talking about his daughter. I could make another one. And it's like, as a woman who loves her father, I'm just like, I couldn't imagine my dad saying some crazy stuff like that. Like how, and as a social worker, just.
I understand today even Rand Paul was starting to talk about, let's go ahead and pass the SAVE Act. All right, that's a start. That's just where we're starting to get things correct. The obliteration doesn't take place until they're done. Did I say that we have to send every one of these people back? Every single one. I want to get a t-shirt. You're all going back. We have to let them know that we are not going to play by their rules ever again. They all have to go, and we need to take back our language. And we have to make sure everybody knows, no, men can't have babies. Shut up. No, you can't play in women's sports. Shut up. No, it's not a newcomer, it's a you-know-what. We have to stop. We have to stop allowing them to control us. And I know as I'm saying it, some people are like, well, Barry, you're acquiescing to YouTube only because the business requires it and there are too many people depending on me. Trust me, that's the only reason. And my phone beeps. They all have to go. They all have to go. I'm tired of the hoaxes. I'm tired of the fake outrage. They did, to make this little boy, this 5-year-old boy, out to be the victim. Every time they can, they use a hoax against us. You've been through them. You know, the fine, very fine people on both sides hoax, and it never ended. Media falls for it. Media promotes it, and it becomes what they say happens. I even watched a segment on CNN today where one of the ladies, a liberal lady who was on screen, was bitching to Scott Jennings about how awful this was, and Scott said, she goes, it even went as far as a woman being shot. We all saw it on TV. That's what she said. And he looked at her and said back to her, well, she tried to run him over. Oh, no, it doesn't show that. I mean, it's like crazy La La Land. Yeah, I mean, she literally said, we all saw her get shot on television. And then he said, because she ran into him, and she said, no, that didn't happen. As far as they can try to do, they will just completely obfuscate people and brainwash them. And now, here comes another one with this little 5-year-old little boy. And he's such a victim. He's the victim of ICE. All this was because of ICE. And ICE did it. But he's not a victim of ICE. They don't want to say what he's a victim of. He's a victim, but it's not because of ICE. It's not something that Trump did or Kristi Noem or Tom Homan. Nobody made him a victim except his father. His father made him a victim. His father had every opportunity to get the hell out. He was going to be given $3,000, a plane ticket, his entire family. Get out. Here's a bit of advice for the rest of you who have little kids that you worry about them becoming a victim. Maybe right now you want to take the $3,000 we even have a problem with that, but take the $3,000 and a free plane ticket and get the F out. Then you won't have to worry about your kids, your wife, anybody becoming a victim because you're going to take action. I am not going to allow you to say this kid is a victim when his parents didn't do what they were supposed to do. It's ridiculous. Get them all out of here. And another reason for martial law or insurrection act or whatever you want to call it, I don't even care at this point, is I never want to put them after watching this whole Jack Smith stuff, we can never put them in a position where they can steal another election ever. Not even for dog catcher in your local town. We cannot allow them to do anything to steal an election. I keep asking you, are you ready? Because you better be ready. We have no option. For us not to be ready as MAGA, for us not to be ready as Trump supporters, then we would be the same as the dad who wasn't ready for the knock on the door and he gets taken and his little kid doesn't have anywhere to go. He wasn't ready. He thought it was just going to be able to slide by. Nothing was going to happen. I can't take that chance. I can't take that chance with Robin. I can't take it with Ashley, the grandkids. I can't take it with Midas and Lily. I'm getting ready. It's not something that's coming. That's the other part of, we need to talk about. It's happening right now. It's absolutely happening right now. So your time to get ready is getting shorter because it's actually happening. One of the reasons why I bought gold and silver, because if anything happens, which it is, I have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Wait until spring comes. You think it's bad now. A lot of people ain't going out there because it's 15 degrees below zero and we're about to have some serious blizzard or something and people are like, sorry, can't protest today. It's freaking cold. Also, we can't even surge what we want to surge. Come springtime, you're going to see a massive, overwhelming show of force, a surge into the blue areas that these people are not prepared for. And in doing so, we're going to stop the fraud and remove the newcomers. And did I say every single one of them needs to go? We need to keep repeating it. That's our mantra. You all need to go. That's it. You all need to go. Not only does the surge need to eradicate the newcomers, and this is where it becomes very hard, but we also need to come down really hard on any CEO, any pastor, any NGO director, any business at all that participated in any of this. That's a whole lot of people when you think about it. Your boss, maybe. A business down the street. They all have to pay for what they've done. If you've paid them, if you've housed them, if you facilitated these people in any kind of way, if you've enabled them, then you need to be perp-walked into oblivion just the same way. You need to be ready for the knock, knock, knock. See, all of this, when you put it in perspective, you have to realize it's going to be a lot harder than most people are even aware of. But the infestation, which is I'm no longer calling it an invasion. I'm calling it an infestation. Because when you have an infestation, you immediately act. If it's an infestation of bees, an infestation of roaches, an infestation of mosquitoes, what do you do when you have an infestation? You don't try to capture them. You don't try to get along with them. You get rid of them. And I'm not talking about anybody's life. But the infestation must end. I know it sounds harsh. Obviously, Barry doesn't have one F left to give. And did I say that infestation needs to be complete? We need to get rid of every single one of them. I voted for this. I most assuredly voted for this. I knew that this could be coming. For those of you who voted for Trump but didn't realize that this could be coming, now is the time for you to man up, woman up, gut check, cowboy up, whatever term you want to use. This ain't going to be for the sleight of hand. I mean, the weak amongst us. I'm trying to give you some advance warning. These people seemingly will fight to the death. And I'm not hoping anybody here passes on, but be ready. Absolutely be ready. I'm over it. I mean, when I was talking about getting rid of the judges as well, I mean, look at this crap. Look at this crap. A Biden judge orders the release of Minnesota church protesters, Nakima Armstrong and Chantal Alley. We can't even process these people. Nope, let them out. No big deal. Why are they doing this? Why are they making a mockery of our court system? Because they want to destroy America. How many of these headlines do you have to read and go, oh man, it's really bad? They just released them. They wouldn't even let us charge Don Lemon. Every single one of them, the facilitators, the enablers, all got to go. All of you got to go. I'm done with it. We can't even charge Don Lemon, but at the same time, the shit that they're doing is crazy. This one, breaking, Virginia. Virginia Democrats just proposed a law banning federal immigration enforcement in the vicinity of polling places, electoral boards, and locations where recounts are done. Holy crap, that's an admission they want illegals voting and involved in cheating. This must fail, and if it passes, it must be immediately nullified. They just exposed what we knew was their plan all along. They're going full bore. They are doing everything to get ready. We're going to make sure we have fake elections, and we're going to make sure that nobody can even challenge us on these fake elections. I mean, it's coming out. That came out at 3 o'clock. They're also outlawing the manual counting and recounting of votes. We can't let this stuff stand. He's got to call in the military. There's no choice. Anybody being a pacifist and thinking, well, maybe we can talk about it, no, you're done. You're done. I mean, it's just so awful. What was this one? All right, so with that, let me take a few comments. And again, if you guys want to go look this stuff up, I encourage you to, because what the heck is that? Can't tell you. Let's take a few comments here. Well, I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this. It's embarrassing. Where are the Patriots? Yeah. On the Penguin video, it shows the Greenland flag, so it is fair to assume that even if it's referencing Antarctica, Greenland is involved. Possibly. Gloria says it makes me sick. Yeah, it does. It does make it makes us all sick. I mean, it turns my stomach, actually. ICE is detaining and questioning suspected undocumented migrants in Tucson. The left is trying to obstruct their work. I think people are starting to realize they want them here. And I think it's more than a want. I think it's a need. They got to have these people in place, which makes it even worse. All right, so let's clear our head a little bit. I got some stuff to show you. We'll come back to the abandoned kid, but I want to show you J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance walked out to a extremely vocal audience of people who wanted to hear him talk today at the March for Life, and he did not disappoint. I mean, he really went after these people and let them know he's for them. He could very well be, 48. I know people are saying Marco, and who knows what Trump's going to do, but it was an amazing speech. And so I'd like to show that to you. Before I do, let me tell you about something some of you guys may know, some of you guys may not know. But it's pretty cool nonetheless. Okay, so if you guys haven't heard about Rumble Wallet, and you guys know I'm working with Rumble as well, and I multicast the show on both networks, both on YouTube and Rumble. Obviously, with the crazy stuff going on, you know that the banks can freeze your account. President Trump right now is getting ready to sue a couple big banks. They can shut off your cards. They can lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you. They control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. And so by using and introducing the Rumble Wallet, it is a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether. You can hold Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain. Now, I work with Lear, but you can do all kinds of different things with different people there by using Rumble Wallet. This isn't paper gold. This isn't an IOU. This is real gold without bank vaults, storage fees, or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on the weekends. So if you want to, and if you want, you can jump onto Rumble Wallet, and you can see for yourself. It's real power. You can do different things, whatever you want. And when you support the creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly using Rumble Wallet. It's peer-to-peer, and it's outside of the banking system. No permissions, no middlemen, no cancel button. You control the entire thing. The wallet is yours forever. Go to wallet.rumble.com. All right, so let me talk to you about J.D. Vance and play it right now. And it's about 20 minutes long, but it's a great speech. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
You are Brittany Davis?
Mm-hmm.
Please say yes or no.
Yes.
And Ms. Davis, this is your initial appearance in cause number 25, DCCR 1450. You're charged with the second-degree felony offense of assault on a peace officer from May 19th of 2025. Since you've made bond in your case, have you had an opportunity to try to hire a lawyer?
It's been worked out.
What's been worked out?
I had to reveal my details with you as far as how I'm gonna proceed, because I don't know if I think I'm gonna represent myself. I'll have my lawyer do it.
Okay, well, that's two very different things.
Yeah, I'm everywhere with it right now.
What?
I'm everywhere with it right now.
Are you?
All right, pause right here. This is an initial appearance, not a trial. The judge isn't deciding guilt yet. This is about 3 things only: confirming identity, explaining the charge, and setting the ground rules while the case is pending. But watch closely. This routine moment is about to spiral fast.
So if I so if I test you today, you can have anything in your system?
Of course.
Have a seat in the jury box. Happy New Year. Ma'am, you need to not say a single word while you're sitting over there. It's just going to make things. Listen to me.
Why are you testing me?
Because I have that right to test anybody that walks into court, and I feel like with your behavior, I need to do that. So I need you to sit there. Your bond can be raised just for.
And here's the first major red flag. Saying I'm a lawyer versus I'll represent myself are legally opposite worlds. Judges take this seriously because self-representation can wreck a case before it even starts. The judge hears confusion, and confusion in court is never your friend.
Being disrespectful in court. So my suggestion is you don't say another word until we get the drug test, and then we'll see what we do from there. Thank you. Ms. Davis, when's the last time you smoked marijuana?
Probably like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I waiting to get my medicine.
This is the moment the tone shifts. The judge isn't punishing her yet. This is about courtroom authority and control. Judges can order drug testing when behavior raises concerns, especially when someone is already out on bond. Translation: the margin for error just vanished.
What does smoking marijuana have to do with getting your medicine?
Well, I mean, I self-medicated myself because I don't have any medicine. So I was smoking to keep me like.
What medicine? What medicine do you need?
Adderall, Buzzprone, and Promax.
What doctor are you going to?
Dr. Ian.
Spell it.
Now we're past suspicion and into verification. Drug testing isn't about morality, it's about compliance. And every word she says here is being mentally logged, not for today, but for what happens if she slips again.
Ian?
You don't know how to spell it?
No, I don't.
Where is he?
He's on Baptist.
He's at Baptist Hospital, or
he's on the side by Baptist Hospital. Dr. Ian, like Dr. Kinagani. He's not too far from Dr. Kinagani.
Okay.
But he's a new doctor. I was going to Dr. Kinagani at first.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Dr. Ian?
I see Dr. Ian today at 2.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do, Miss Davis. A couple of things. One, I'm going to reset your case for 2 weeks instead of 30 days. I'm going to order that you wear a drug patch. You have 24 hours to go get a drug patch on. Your bondsman can tell you where to get that. So between today and tomorrow, you got to have a drug patch on your arm. You get them changed every 2 weeks. I'm going to assume that this first one is probably still going to be positive for marijuana. But the drug patch gives me quantities, not just positive or negative. So it's going to show me that it's either going up or down or staying the same. If it's not going down every 2 weeks, the amount in your system, then I'm going to assume you're still using, and you're going to have your bond raised, and there'll be a warrant for your arrest, and you'll go back to jail. You understand?
I have a question. Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I can ask you a question.
I just said you can ask me a question.
What's the point of the drug pass if I admitted that I was smoking and it's like I told you I'm without medicine, I'm disabled. So it's like.
So here's the thing. There are many people who have issues that don't use marijuana to.
This is huge. A drug patch isn't just a test, it's continuous surveillance. It tracks trends, not excuses, up, down, or stagnant. And the judge is making it crystal clear. This is her last layer of grace before jail becomes automatic.
self-medicate. So I'm ordering that you can't do that. And for me to be comfortable with you being out in the community, I'm going to make that a condition of your bond. It's a violation of the law to self-medicate with marijuana.
Okay.
So that's why I'm doing it, because it's illegal.
Okay.
And you made that choice to smoke marijuana while you had a felony pending. Okay, so.
I'm not, I haven't been prosecuted.
You're being prosecuted right now. You haven't been found guilty, but you're charged with a felony.
Right.
And so you're on a bond, which means a bond is for certain things. It's to make sure that you show up to court. It's also to make sure that you and the community are safe and you're not violating the laws of the state of Texas, which you have done already while you're on bond. Typically, if somebody violates the laws while they're on bond, their bond is raised immediately and they go to jail. I'm not doing that today, but I am ordering that you have the drug patch. If I don't have proof that you have the drug patch, by tomorrow, there will be a warrant for your arrest. If I get a result from the drug patch, again, and it's higher or the same, there will be a warrant for your arrest. You cannot use any illegal substance. In addition to that, a condition of your bond is that you're not allowed to use any form, legal or not, of THC. So there's no trying to go get something that's going to still test positive, but it's legal in Delta 8 or 9 or all the things that whatever's out there. So you can't use anything that's going to test positive for it. You understand?
Listen closely. This is courtroom reality. Bond is a privilege, not a right. She hasn't been convicted, but she is charged, and that means rules apply immediately. The judge is spelling it out in plain English. One violation, one warrant, no debate.
You understand what I'm saying? I need you to answer yes or no so it's on the record.
Yes.
Thank you. So in the meantime, also, you need to try to hire a lawyer. And so your reset between now and 2 weeks, it's not a very long one, but I want to make sure you start attempting to hire a lawyer. If you get someone hired before the next court date, bring the reset notice that you get today to that lawyer and they'll tell you what to do, okay?
Yes.
If you're unable to hire a lawyer before the next court date, then I'm ordering you to visit with at least 3 lawyers. They all charge different amounts, you have different payment plans. Bring me back the names of the lawyers you've talked to so I know you're trying, and then we'll discuss your options. Also, when you come back, please bring me proof of your visit with your doctor this afternoon, okay? So get something from your doctor from today's date when you come back so that I know that you're actually going, okay?
It depends on how much they're gonna charge me for I don't have Medicaid, so.
But you have an appointment?
Yeah, I made the appointment, but I'm saying I don't have insurance, so I don't know what the charge is gonna be. Like, this is my first time going through.
Perfect. That's fine. I understand that. But just to get something that says you were there. Okay? So if it doesn't work out and you can't see them, there are some other places you can go if you need something to get the help you need. If you talk to your bondsman, if you want to talk after court, somebody can let you know some other resources. Okay?
Okay.
All right, step in front of
News Nation is turning its attention back to Maine, where locals are blowing the whistle on businesses that look, well, let's use the word questionable. The accusations revolve around alleged shell home health care companies that collect overpayments from the government. An audit found one such business, Gateway Community Services, was overpaid by more than $1 million. Now authorities want to know what's been going on.
We're here in Portland, Maine. We found of the businesses that are registered in here, of the 20-something businesses, 10 of them are home health care businesses. As you can see, what are the odds? Prestige Home Care, Bright Star Home Care,
This is the same scam.
Support, 5 Stars Home Health Care, Prime Home Care, LLC.
Signs are falling
It's a trend we saw in Minnesota, one that the Minnesota House Oversight Committee on Fraud tells News Nation is a giant red flag. Large clusters of healthcare providers in one location. This building right behind me has 22 different home and community-based healthcare companies registered in the building.
What are they all doing
inside
there?
this Portland office building, owner Ron Nevins agreed to speak with us.
I think I got 10 healthcare companies, which is probably about half, maybe a little less than half of this building.
Healthcare,
Look at this.
home healthcare. I didn't
The
even know
lights
what home
don't even
healthcare
work.
was. Do you think these businesses are actually legit businesses?
Some, yes, but some I highly question.
Wow.
Nobody's ever here, and if it was 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but when there's 10, I've had as many as 12 or 13 probably before.
The landlords in America renting these places out, they're the ones that could blow the lid off this whole thing.
I took the sign out the door because I'm trying to rent the office.
A state audit found that 5-Star Home Healthcare overbilled Maine's Medicaid by nearly $400,000, according to documents obtained by the Maine Wire. They failed to provide documentation to substantiate hundreds of thousands of dollars in Medicaid benefits paid out for home-based health care, and then the owner just abandoned the office.
I can't even reach him in 6 months. No return calls, no return texts, nothing.
There's been no
he's
consequences,
gone. Left the country,
no investigation, no resolution to what happened with 5-Star's home health care. And that, I think, is something, that's a story that we see play out time and time again.
You've been reporting on this for quite a long time here in Maine. How widespread do you think this issue is here?
Hundreds of millions of dollars easily. It's, you look at just where we're standing right now, there are probably a dozen home health care agencies registered here. We can see
it's a national scam at this point. It's happening everywhere. And the crazy thing is, there's no easy solution to this if it's part of the system, if it's part of the infrastructure of America now, these scams.
A dozen home health care agencies registered here. We can see Ladna Home Health Care down there as a $2 million home health care agency. You can see it's located right next to 2 money wiring services. Right next to it, you have Dahab Shield. Dahab Shield is the official money wiring service of the Central Bank of Somalia.
You can't make this stuff up. This is wild. What are the coincidences? You got these fake companies next to a place where money can quickly be sent out of the country. That is so wild. There needs to be a national crackdown on this.
What's going on behind the scenes,
Does it bother you?
Well, it ticks me off if they're screwing the state of Maine, and because that's my tax money, You add up what's going on all over the state of Maine, it's probably millions and millions of dollars of fraud and abuse.
That's crazy.
Now, we asked Department of Health and Human Services if they are investigating that 5-Star's home health care. They did not respond to our request. Now, Ron Nevins, he's the building owner you just heard from there. He says he realizes he may lose tenants by speaking out about this, but taxpayer dollars and right versus wrong is more important to him. Elizabeth?
Guy did the right thing. But here's the real problem. The thing we're learning about all of this fraud is that the government is paying for it. The government is supposed to investigate it, and they have no ability to do it. This is why these programs shouldn't exist in the first place. Or if they do, they should exist in a privately funded capacity. Then nobody's getting robbed.
Going on in Maine, too, and residents there are demanding answers. Some members of the community, in fact, calling on the DOJ to investigate possible fraud within the Lewiston Shooting Fund, as we learn that nearly $2 million went to 29 different nonprofits since the October 2023 shooting. That money was supposed to go directly to them.
Wow.
And get this, some of those nonprofits only serve the immigrant community, like Gateway Community Services. Now, you should know, prior to this, Gateway was accused of misusing Medicaid funds and was recently visited by Homeland Security investigators.
How come we keep giving
and
this
Gateway's founder
same
and
company's
executive
money?
director Abdullah Ali seems to have ambitions outside of the U.S. I couldn't believe this when I read it. Listen closely.
Okay.
While serving in his role in Maine, Ali was also running for president of Jubaland in Africa, where he boasted to a Kenyan media outlet that he helped raise funds for the Jubaland Somali army.
What?
Were any of those your taxpayer dollars?
Maine is rampant.
Wow.
With fraud.
Maine.
President Trump was right.
Still can't believe it.
The nonprofit scandals. The Lewiston shooting that happened was Maine's greatest tragedy. But this scandal of the nonprofits taking $1.9 million worth of that money. And I have visited every organization that you put up on the screen and said, just tell me what you did with the money. I'm not here to question why you got the money, which is...
If the people running these schemes are the industrialized fraudsters we're learning about, they're probably not around anymore. That one landlord in Maine, he said that he had a tenant in there and the person just vanished. Can't even find him.
But I just want to know what you did with the money. And it's turned into, well, you're a racist for asking, get out of here. How
same thing in Minnesota.
These questions. So, the cover-up is just as bad as the crime is.
They guilt you into...
David Jones, a Republican candidate for governor, has started an online petition to ask the DOJ and Pam Bondi to come in and do an investigation.